The scene cuts to the game room, where Jin and the other boys are lounging around, having fun while gaming and chatting. Jae-hyung, who's been reading an article on Seo Ha-cha, tells his other friends about it. The other boys perk up and start staring at his monitor. Jae-hyung explains that she's starring in a new TV series based on a webtoon, and will be the lead in the Mercenary teenager series. The blondie then adds that he's seen her in person, and she looks smoking hot. His orange head friend nearly chokes on his drink hearing this, while Blondie continues, saying he saw her while working part-time at his cousin's ad company, where they were shooting a commercial with her. Jae-hyung is blown away by this news, as he's been a hardcore fan of Seo Ha-cha ever since her first show, which has been almost 8 years of following and loving her work. Youngchan asks Blondie how she was in real life. Blondie responds that she's pretty in person and admits he's never seen someone so beautiful. The other guys can't help but blush and call Blondie a lucky bastard. Jae-hyung even asks Blondie to let them know if his cousin's company needs anyone again. The scene cuts to the ad shoot set, where everyone is preparing for the next advertisement. They're eagerly waiting for Seo Ha-cha to come out of her room. Inside, Seo Ha-cha hears the news that a bodyguard is coming to escort her. One of the crew confirms it, but Seo Ha-cha replies that they already have someone from the agency handling it. But the guy reminds Seoha that the guard coming this time is from SW Corporation. He mentions that he had already told the corporation that there is nothing to worry about, but they were still worried because of the stalking by some stalkers. He assures her it's just one guy who will be tagging along with her, so it won't be much of a hassle. The gorilla-like guard standing nearby then confirms that the new guy is just a trainee. Of course, this doesn't sit well with the actress. She wonders why they would send a trainee for something like this. As everything gets ready for the shoot, everyone's attention is suddenly caught by the crisp sound of shoes thudding on the floor. When they turn around, they're blown away by the elegance this man exudes. Even though we don't get the chance to see this elegant man, I can confidently state that it's our boy crashing the party here. Back in Seo Ha-cha's dressing room, the gorilla-like guard mentions that SW sent the trainee to get some experience, and he assures her that he will keep an eye on him to make sure he stays out of her way. Seoha's assistant thanks the guard for his help and apologizes for the extra trouble, saying this whole situation is way above his paycheck. The guard reassures them, saying there's nothing to worry about. He adds it's SW's fault for sending a rookie, and he personally finds it rather humiliating to work with someone below his level. Suddenly, there's a knock on the door. When the guard cracks it open, he finds Jin standing there, and our absolute handsome boy in his suit looks totally lady killer, and he quickly states that he's from SW. The assistant is totally bewildered, wondering if he's really a bodyguard or just trying to pull a fast one on them. Jin formally introduces himself and confirms he's indeed the guard sent by SW. The man finally acknowledges it, though he almost thought Jin was some kind of celebrity in disguise, because he just looks too hot to be some random bodyguard. On the other hand, the gorilla perks up to see our boy, and he finds this nothing short of a joke that they have sent a literal kid. Nevertheless, Jin asks if he can come inside, and the assistant gives him the green light to enter. Once Jin is inside, Seo Ha-cha takes one look at him and is absolutely blown away, finding it ridiculous that this handsome kid is a bodyguard. Jin introduces himself personally and tells her he'll be her bodyguard from now on. Seoha quickly reciprocates with the gesture and says it's nice to meet him. Jin starts looking around, trying to get a feel for things, while Seo Ha-cha is still wondering if this guy is really a trainee bodyguard. He looks more like a boy band trainee that SW is trying to debut, and she suspects they probably sent him here to get some exposure. Meanwhile, our boy wants to confirm if this is her first day on set. The assistant confirms this, and once the formalities are out of the way, our boy quickly points out the elephant in the room and asks if the stalking began 2 weeks ago with letters. The woman clarifies that it's been going on for longer than that. She explains that the stalker somehow knows her address and keeps leaving strange letters in her mailbox. It's gotten worse recently, but it's been happening for a while now. She adds that this is common in this line of work, so SW shouldn't worry too much about it. After that, the actress begins to ask how old he is, and that is when our boy's mind flashes back to a time when his senior told him that revealing his age would only make people doubt his abilities. So, in the present moment, he simply replies that it's a secret. At that moment, the gorilla from before calls our boy from behind and says he wants to have a quick chat outside. Once they're out, the gorilla starts by asking if he is a security trainee from SW. Once Jin hears this, he realizes that this is what these guys must have been told, so he just rolls with it, confirming that it's exactly right. The gorilla tells Jin to simply stand aside and watch how it's done. He's confident that he already has things under control. He then starts berating our boy, saying he has no idea why SW would send a runt like him because security is no joke, and practice drills won't cut it in real-life situations, so he tells him he better stay out of the way until his shift is over, and then go home. Jin finally speaks up, asking if the gorilla is Cheol Young Kim from the Security Brothers agency. The man grabs Jin by the neck, telling him not to dodge the question. He warns Jin that if he thinks they're messing around, he'd better listen up if he wants to get out of here in one piece. With that, he flings Jin against the wall and walks off, clearly annoyed. Just then, the actress steps out of the room, asking if Jin's okay. He says he's fine, and she apologizes for this goofball gorilla, saying he's from her agency and can be a bit rough around the edges. She even mentions that she told them she didn't need a bodyguard. Jin doesn't say anything, and the actress enthusiastically starts to ask if he's still in school. Jin responds that it's confidential. Suddenly, her assistant calls out, telling her it's time to head to the set. Before heading out, the lady reassures Jin to just take it easy, saying that nothing's going to happen. With that, she leaves him standing there as she walks out of the scene.